Okay, then let's start today's webinar. Thank you once again for all those who joined. Before the first greeting, my name is Radul Khatib, and I'll be taking you today into a very interesting journey to talk about a very, very important topic, which is safeguarding academic integrity in the age of AI and how DocuMark can relieve the stress of faculty regarding approaching the AI assisted content. So, I believe this topic is one of the most important topics now because lots of faculty are confused, even the university administrators. Things are changing in academia very, very quickly. And in order to be able to react to all of those, it would be exhausting. So being proactive is even more challenging. Today, we are not going to talk only about the problem and the challenges, but we will address some solutions and we will suggest some policies that not only can help you relieve the stress, but also can make you prepared as a faculty and as a university administrator. Of course, students are more than welcome in joining us today because they will be learning about a very interesting tool and, even more importantly, some very important facts. Um, Today I'll be with you. My name is Rawal Khatib, and to give you a bit of a background about myself, I have worked in the scholarly publishing field and peer review and these very interesting things that has been my passion so far for more than 5 years. I worked in the publishing house named Hindawi, now known as Wiley, as an editorial assistant and an editorial trainer as well. My job involved being a focal point between all of the parties included in the peer review process. So I worked closely with authors, I worked with editors, I worked with reviewers, and I presented the publisher side. So I was in the middle of it, right? I had lots of um, in let's say experience and expertise when it comes to how the peer review process works, what are the basic requirements for the authors to achieve their goals in order to publish, and what are the publisher's requirements. And of course, my work involved lots of aspects that are related to research integrity. So I hope that I can utilize all of this experience in addition to my special passion for AI applications in academic publishing in order to provide you with latest information and curative approaches on how to deal with AI and its relevance to the academic publishing and scholarly publishing today, because these things they have been very confusing, and there are lots of doubts that you would never know which is the right policy and which is the wrong policy. So today we are going to make such a clarification, suggest some strategies that can help all the parties involved. So we usually start by discussing the topic, and then we will kindly ask you to post your questions. We will dedicate the last 15 minutes for getting your valuable questions and insights and feedback. It would be my pleasure to receive your questions through the chat box or the Q&A section, and I look forward to them already. Okay, let's start by discussing our agenda for today. Okay, today we will be talking about the AI frontiers in education, and we will talk about the AI content detection because this is one of the strategies that most of the faculty and universities are opting for, but it has some limitations that we will discuss. And then we will talk about changing the mindset from policing and giving guidelines that are a bit rigid to having some guidance that are proactive, that works for the faculty and the students' best interest. And then we will provide you with a demo about our tool, DocuMark, and then we will discuss how to have some strategies to ensure responsible usage of AI among the students. And last but not least, we will have a dedicated Q&A part where we can receive all of your interesting questions. And I hope that I can answer all of them. Okay, so no one can deny that AI usage has been raging or deeply increasing now because no one has never used AI as a student. This is some kind of assumption that we can make without being afraid that we wouldn't be accurate enough. Okay. Students, all of them are talking about how AI is helping them, how it's making things easier. So it wouldn't be very wise to ignore this or deal with it like things didn't change in the last few years. It's a reality now. And faculty and universities are have to deal with it as something that is now a kind of mandatory or a fact. So we can see that there are some studies that has been made and shown that 92% of the students are using AI in some form, like for something, for some kind of a task, okay? So this is a very big number because in 2024, they amounted to only 66% of the students. Now we are seeing big shifts in the AI usage, okay? And the most alerting thing or alarming thing in this usage is we can see that 18% of those used AI generated content, which is something that we have been seeing like growing without kind of supervision or guidance very much quickly. And it's very dangerous from the academic point of view because unsupervised usage means that this is something that's threatening the learning process. This means that some students just go to ChatGPT or similar tools, add a prompt, copy paste it, and then, that's it. No revision, no consideration, no verification, which is harming the learning process and even threatening the essence of learning. Okay? Uh, to be able more to understand how did this shift happen, we have to know that this kind of shift is cultural. It's something that has been influencing through or among the students because someone started to use it and he liked it or thought it's helpful or it's efficient in terms of time or it's effective in terms of getting the right information from their point of view, and then they spread the word among other students who try to imitate the same behavior and then use it for themselves, and then the circle of the students using AI has been spreading really, really quickly. So this is not something that is out of out of coincidence or out of something that is situational. This is something that is here to stay. This whole AI integration that in learning process, whether we like it or not. Okay, so this is very important to understand because now we can see that because this is a fact, we need to do something about it. And as we, with we, I mean that not only faculty and universities, but all of the people involved in the academic publishing industry, even the publishers, even the policymakers, everyone has to step forward and say, okay, now this is a fact, okay? We need to make sure that ethics are followed because we cannot simply tell students not to use AI. There has to be something that is comfortable for everyone, how we can guide the students to use it in the best way possible without, hurting the AI ethics or not adhering with them. Okay, so what did this huge increase in AI usage mean for the learning process? Okay, we can see that this has been impacting the students and in the learning process as a whole. We see that lots of students now are relying on AI instead of having more reliance on cognitive thinking. And there has been this kind of MIT study that has shown that they have made something very interesting. They grouped, they made two groups of the students and asked the first group to only depend on their brain for assessments, for assignments, for making whatever is required at the college. And the other group, they asked them to use AI, and they didn't really give any kind of limitations. And then they did something very, very interesting after that. They tried to measure their brain activity, and they found that the students who are relying on their cognitive skills and their own minds or their own personal effort to do these kind of assignments, their brain activity is way better and way elevated than the ones who are relying on AI. So this is something that's really serious. We need to stop at this, because this is not something that is, superficial, does not have a big impact. It will just go away, or it will not impact other aspects of learning. This is really hurting the quality of education and the quality of learning. Now, it means that this is something that we really need to do something about. So, in the same instance, we can see that the students who are using AI and then using it like heavily, relying on, and especially in writing, then you ask them, can you please distinguish between what you have written and what you have used AI for? They would find it really hard to differentiate between their writing and the AI writing, because they have not even looked at it. They didn't even think about it. They didn't involve their brain. And that's why this is something else that's really serious. So we're not talking about short-term impact. We're talking about something that's long-term. Okay? The more the students are using AI without clear guidelines or active guidance from the people who should do it, things will start to decline and the learning process quality will be very, very poor. And then by the time their metacognitive skills will be very hurted, which means that the new generations of students who should be doctors, who should be scientists, who should be change makers will be impacted in a very bad way. Okay, so some people would say, yeah, we have the AI content detector. It can solve the problem and things like that. But let's say first, before anything, let's understand how the AI content detector works, okay? The problem with AI content detectors, they really depend on the estimations and guessing. It's not something that's definitive. It's not something that's based on hard facts, okay? We are talking about probabilities. This is likely made by AI. This is unlikely made by AI. It's just involves lots of guessing and lots of inaccuracy. So what happens is, for the people and the users who have been using AI content detector, they found it really inconsistent and provides so many false positives, which means that instead of providing a solution for the problem, we're now faced by another problem, which is an inconsistent, inefficient tool that's giving false positives, and then you are not very trusting of its results. It has been causing so many conflicts and so many negative energy among the students and faculty. Because if I'm a student and I made something using my own words, using my own intellect and my own, genuine writing and effort, and I present it to my professor, and just because I'm not a native speaker of English, for example, just like me, I'm not a native speaker of English, the professor thinks it's made by AI because AI content detectors simply cannot understand that native speakers write in a different way than non-native speakers. So you understand this point. It's very disappointing because it's not definitive and it's not fair. This sense of being unfair, depending on guessing, giving false positives, and the malconsistency has been really frustrating and adding a new problem to the pile of problems already there. We can see from these headlines that some students at Buffalo University protested against the use of AI detection tool because of its very bad impact on their work, and claiming that their work is not original or highly made by AI, while it's not, okay? So they just made a petition to stop using the Turn 10 content AI content detector, because they have been really harmed by its usage for the reasons we have previously said. We can see another headline saying AI detectors are biased against non-native English writers, which is true because let's say that AI content detectors are made to understand the context and the language of the people who write in their own native language. But when you input something that has been written by someone who's not an expert in English, it would flag it as AI, which is a very, very serious problem. Okay, so as a conclusion, we can say that it's not enough really to use AI content detectors for these reasons and other reasons, okay? Some students are perceiving AI content detector as surveillance. Okay, we're being monitored here. Okay, we are asked to submit an AI content detection tool report just to because we are being watched by the faculty or by the professors or by our mentors because there's always doubt involved in the learning process. There's not such an environment of trust and positivity, which is very important because this is at the end of the day, it's a human interaction between the faculty and the students, and the relationship has to be with the minimum account of, respect and trust and course transparency. All these things are not existent in the AI content detectors. And of course, if you are a multilingual person or you, as we said, not a native speaker, it would be such a failure to use AI content detectors. Now, we need to think about a solution. We have been talking about challenges, okay? Now it's time to find a solution to make some kind of resolution system for this conflict because AI content detectors are not capable of solving this, okay? There are some factors that are really important to consider, just like what I said. Trust is very important in the learning environment because trust means that me, assuming I'm a professor, I appreciate your work as a student. I trust you to do what you're required to do in a way that is transparent, non-manipulative, and involves the real process of learning. Okay? This kind of trust and transparency reflects positively not only in the relationship between the professor and the student, but on the learning process in general, and then it will reflect on the wider environment at the university. Something else very important is if you encourage the people who make genuine effort, this will encourage them to contribute even more effort, okay? Because they feel appreciated, because they feel that this genuine effort and using AI in a way that aligns with the guidelines is something that the faculty appreciate. Okay, so this adds a sense of self-integrity at the student end. I will not wait until the faculty have this kind of trust in me. I'll start with myself. I'll have a sense of responsibility when it comes to using AI assisted content, and then I'll be having some kind of self-surveillance in this case, which is something very important because learning is not just about acquiring new information, but building characters. Okay, so let's say it very clearly. Students are tired from policing, from direct, do's and don'ts. We need to teach them. We need to guide them because not only this will foster all of the positive values we talked about when it comes to trust and transparency and responsibility and the sense of ownership, but also the faculty are now having some tons of tasks, non-core tasks related to the learning process. Instead of before the ChatGPT era, things were kind of more smooth and more focused on learning. Faculty are just required to assess whether the student has been learning properly or not, whether this is enough or they need to do more. Now they have to play detective and see, well, I have doubts that this content is made by AI, but I'm not sure because I don't have the right tools to help me. And here comes the role of a solution that can help both students and faculty, which is the DocuMark approach. So we're not talking about uh, a detector. We're talking about a new approach, a new learning model, the DocuMark. Okay, so not just something to detect, not something to point fingers and shift responsibility from here to there. It's something that's coming to provide a realistic solution, something that can transform the learning process at all of the ends to something more smooth and more easy for everybody. So instead of putting the academic integrity as a burden, it's becoming a learning outcome because of the way DocuMark works that helps the students develop this sense of academic integrity all the way long because it serves as a guide. Instead of being over the student's head with direct do's and don'ts that no longer work in the digital era, now we're coaching them indirectly using DocuMark. We are giving them sense of understanding how to ethically use AI because ethics are here to stay. Whether you're a student, a professor, a researcher, or you work in any field, ethics are crucial. So, developing this understanding of AI ethics will not only work for the time being, but the students will carry it along the way until they get hired and they work or research, whatever their field they are. They will understand the ethics that they are required to adhere to and the responsibility of being an author. Okay, so we are here at DocuMark to ask the students to reflect rather than being there just to detect and making the AI usage something that is a part of the educational process, like a new element to be added instead of being something that is really suffocating. And of course, something very important, which is to prevent cheating from the first step. Preventing cheating means a trust that's being built. So, the DocuMark, how does it work, okay? Or how we can better understand DocuMark? Well, DocuMark helps us in gaining a sense of transparency because by adopting DocuMark at the university or at the institution, it will help the academics, those people at the faculty and the administrator have different view of the learning behavior of the student. Through the insights that DocuMark provides, it will help them to understand what are the trends or behaviors of the students, okay? And where are the gaps that needs to be addressed. And as an outcome, they can start to make some policies or guidelines, okay, to flag any violations or any cheating or any misconduct. Okay, so for the integrity that is on the level of the institution, this kind of tools, it gives more confidence in the institution because when you introduce transparency and trust and sense of fairness, all of the people involved in the learning process will have better feelings. They will have confidence in the work they are doing and they have confidence in the institution because they know it works in their side, not against them. Okay, so instead of just focusing on how much did you include as an AI content in your paper or your assignment, we are here to help you have the minimum amount of AI literacy, which is something, as we said, very essential now. It's an essential toolkit for the student to have deep understanding of AI usage, what's good, what's bad, what's allowed, what's not allowed. This means that they will be coping with the digital age instead of being behind on a very, very narrow scope of detection. Okay. And as we said, the insights that DocuMark provides helps the policymakers make decisions based on data and facts. And instead of using some abstract policies that might work or not work for the university. And then in the sense of having some, oversight, it will be a bit eliminated because there are, the time that's used to be focused on catching students and claiming false claims about using AI, it will be used for better usages for the faculty. They can save this time to add value to the learning process instead of just pointing fingers, as we said. Okay. So to better understand what is DocuMark, we will tell you that DocuMark works in a way that provides an overall score for the student work. Okay. So it will distinguish very, very clearly without any gray zones or overlapping zones between what the student did or contribute to the assessment or the assignment or the paper and the AI input, okay? So it will classify the work into human generated, AI generated, and copy pasted. And this kind of flagging or this kind of labeling will make it very easy for the faculty to break down the work into the separate sections where it's very clear from which source each section is coming. So this means that the student will be able to reflect on their own work, review it, and then after this, they will be having total ownership and responsibility because we will ask them to read the AI content or the copy pasted content and see if they would like to improve it, like rewrite it in their own words or paraphrase it in a way that they are not just copying and pasted. This is something that you have read and went through so that when you submit the report, it's very clear that you went through all of it. It's not just copying and pasting and, patchwork scattering from all over the internet, something that you have invested your time and your mind in. Okay, so this means that after they reflect, they can simply create something that's a report they share with the faculty so that they can now have a look about what kind of work has been done. Okay, so as we said, source of writing is explicitly shown, and we are saying that DocuMark in this instant will make it very hard for students to cheat because everything is transparent now. It's very clear from did you get this content. So if you try to cheat, we will not be able to, because if you get like 80% of the work from AI and copy pasted content, it will be very clear for the faculty. They will not have any kind of guessing. They will have facts in front of them. And based on these facts, it will be very clear that this is not your work and you need to start working on your skills and your learning process more so that it's your genuine work. Now let's see a very cool comparing table between the detection only tools and DocuMark. Okay, so when it comes to features like flagging the AI use, yes, content detectors can do it and DocuMark as well, but AI content detectors never ask for AI disclosure, while DocuMark does. Um, they don't encourage or urge the students to reflect on what they have written, which is something we do at DocuMark. And false positives are very, very abundant in AI content detector tools, while it's not obvious, it's not there at DocuMark at all, because simply we provide facts based on origin of work, not a guess. Okay. The detection only tools do not identify the copy pasted text, so it wouldn't be flagged, while we flagged a DocuMark, and DocuMark supports the faculty decision based on insights, but unfortunately, detection tools do not do that. So, as an institution, if we are thinking about adopting DocuMark, what are the positives or what are the benefits that we will be having? Okay, there are lots of benefits you can have an institution by adopting DocuMark. You will be having an insider look about the extent and types of AI assistants that your students are opting for, you will get better learning outcomes because the focus is shifting on into learning instead of detection. There will be confidence from the students' part and even from professors because now it's clear who's doing the right work and who's not doing their homework. So there wouldn't be any kind of guessing or, games involved within the learning process. And then the students will have a sense of responsibility and ownership of their work because simply they are asked to reflect on their work. Okay. When it comes to faculty, of course, no longer playing detective. This is the report, and these are the origins of work. And now the decision is totally yours. You can build your decision based on facts. Okay. So, this case, in this sense, you can, as a faculty, make some kind of assessments that are, fostering trust, but you're not over the student's head. Okay, there will be such a good engagement between the student and professors because this is the way DocuMark works, where you, as a faculty, receive the report and then they can discuss it with their students. And this kind of discussions and opening up really fosters the education process. So, like we said, instead of using very ambiguous data to base your assessments on, now you have measurable learning outcomes. Now you can have a better decision on and evaluation of the students, and the burden is shifted. As we said, you can have other tasks that has been no time for, which is are crucial to learning. You can do it now because the big part of surveillance is now shifted to uh, something that works more effectively. And of course, because DocuMark is such a guide, it will help the faculty in guiding the students in the digital age on how to use the AI assisted content in the best way possible. And of course, all of these outcomes will lead to high academic standards being maintained at the faculty and even at the institution. Okay, now it's the time to show you the solution that we have been talking about, the DocuMark. Okay, I hope that you can really start considering DocuMark as a valuable substitute to detection and all the games involved and all the guessing. There is something that's more effective and efficient that you can adopt. It's there, one click away, and now it's available for you to try and use. First of all, it's worth to mention that DocuMark is a crucial part of our Trinka AI, the proprietary AI technology we adopted to help the students write their academic shores and their academic papers um, with privacy being put at the highest priority, which is something that you wouldn't find at so many tools, especially the free ones like ChatGPT and these tools who do not prioritize privacy, while at Trinka privacy is prioritized, and we have built it based on our 20 years of experience working with thousands and hundreds thousands of authors all around the globe. So, in order to be able to use DocuMark, you will be kindly asked to create an account on Trinka. You can start for free and then opt for the paid version if you would like to explore. So you can start in here and buy the premium subscription, and then you will be able to unlock all of the special features of Trinka, including DocuMark. Okay, so now this is the drive of DocuMark. This is how it looks like. You can see it's very, very easy to use. It's very smooth. It's similar to Google Drive in a way. So you wouldn't be having any problems in getting used to it and navigating through. In order to use DocuMark, you have to start a new file. That's our recommendation. Okay, so creating a file is the first step there. Now you will be asked to enter the file name, and I'll be assuming a very interesting name, AI influence on the learning process in the digital age. Very interesting. Okay. And this is the topic that we are talking about. So we will choose from English or language as language preferences. I'll be opting for English as US English. And then as we said, because Trinka is made for academic writing primarily, so you will find that the document type is set for the academic document as a default. And then we can choose from two modes of writing. There's the light mode, which is I suggest if you would like to have the essential kind of revisions or suggestions or corrections. If you would have to something more deeper and more detailed, you can go for the power mode, but I would go for the light mode. Okay. So before typing anything, make sure that you start DocuMark so that DocuMark will be able to track and trace every single thing that you enter. Okay, you will see this pop up that DocuMark will be enabled, that your document will be traced, there will be a report generated, and you can securely share your report with your professor or mentor or whoever responsible. So let's start by typing something that I have to type it as a student, for example, something that is not AI or copied and pasted from a. So let's say that AI has impacted the learning process in such way that transformed everything. Okay, we can see that grammar checker always working and alerted to the mistake that I made it intentionally just to show you how the grammar checker works. But first, let's see how this writing is showing in the document. So let's view the report. Now DocuMark is generating the report. So we can see that in the analytics section, it tells me, well, this is 100% student of effort. Wow, that's amazing. Human generated words are amounting to 12. Wow, now I can guarantee that whatever I write, which is my genuine work, will be flagged correctly on DocuMark. So it wouldn't be showing as AI or copy-pasted or unknown. No, there's this level of certainty that gives me confidence as a student to write with my own work and being flagged correctly. That's amazing. Okay, so let's just correct these mistakes. And then what if I opted for writing through an AI tool? And what's better than our built-in AI tool /ask? I can write this comment and ask to keep writing. Maybe I have some kind of writing block or something. So this kind of writing is made by AI. Well, now /ask has really helped me. It has been writing such a pile of words, but this is not my work. This is AI. Let's see how this will get flagged on DocuMark. Well, now this report has a change because the student effort is now showing us only 13% because now we have AI generated amounting to 173 words and human generated words are there. So this means that, of course, they have been reduced because I made some edits in the grammar checker. So number of words has decreased, but now this is showing both content flagged correctly. The human-generated content is flagged in green, and the AI-generated content is flagged in purple. So how about copying and pasting? Maybe I have a paragraph that I have been, keeping in there. Okay, let's say that I want to copy paste something. Would it be flagged as copy paste? Let's wait and see. Now, very, very important thing to display on DocuMark, that whenever you're opting to copy and paste something, you will have this pop-up window asking you to disclose the source of this, okay? So it will ask you, is the text AI generated? I will say yes, because honestly, I made this through Cloud AI, okay? The reason for pasting is I wanted to give some kind of further clarification. Hey, so if you're a student using DocuMark, you're copying paste something, you will be kindly asked to verify the source, and this source will be listed so that the faculty can know from where did you get it, okay? This is in the, aspect of transparency that we have been talking about. So now we have three types of content, and we hope that they get reflected properly in DocuMark. Let's see. Wow. Okay. Now we have three types of content flagged on this report. We have human-generated words, we have AI-generated words, and in addition, we have 66 words copy-pasted, amounted to be 26.8% of the work. So this means that as a faculty, you can rest assured that each kind of content will be sorted to its original source. No guessing, no games, no estimates, no false positives. Everything's now clear as the sun. Okay? This will really relieve the stress. And something else very important and very unique, you can see as a professor a playback of the writing. You can see where the student took pauses, which kind of comments did he enter, and when did he exactly copy paste, or where did he exactly or she copy paste content. The playback will show you like a recording of the writing. So this even provides more clarity and less chances for cheating. And at the end, the human generated will be flagged in green, the purple will reflect the AI content, and the copy pasted will show in orange. Okay. Now, you can see that DocuMark is really transforming the learning process. No hassle, no guessing, no estimations, just utmost clarity. And this report can be shared very easily with your respective professor or mentor by just entering their email and giving a password for the highest sense of privacy and security that we always prioritize at our end. Okay? Also, there is this ownership section where it gives you a glimpse of each section and what kind of a change that has been made to each. I hope that you can really consider using DocuMark in your learning process and integrating. Okay, now, okay, let's, there's a part that I wanted to quickly talk about by the end of the session. Let's remember that we are building skills, not just submissions. Okay, we are helping the students to learn. We are giving a sense of transparency. We are fostering the responsible AI usage. And if we would like to promote the responsible usage of AI, we can make things work in such a groups that we can suggest that some students begin with their own drafts and then use AI for grammar correction and enhancements, or maybe ask another group of students to uh, start with AI as a starting points, and then they revise and personalize and refine. So it will act as language support, and then we can suggest that they use AI in a way that teach them to use AI in which tasks and avoid using AI in which other tasks. So it's kind of selective usage. Okay, if you would like to learn more about our technology solutions, we have a wide range of them. You can just scan this QR code, okay, to learn more about the services that we provide. It would be very, very helpful and a great idea to learn more about us. And we would be very happy to connect with you if you have any questions about our services. The QR code is there. Make sure to scan it. Okay, and if you are a librarian, faculty, or an administrator, your voice really matters on the academic integrity and AI. Please scan this QR code to share your valuable insights because this is something that helps us in enhancing our user experience and adding more features to DocuMark based on your very important contribution, feedback, and insights. So please scan it now and take our survey because we would really like to hear from
Hi,
you.
Radhva. Thank you
Hi.
so much for the session. I think your screen is not visible. So could you please share your screen so that,
Sure, yes. I'm
yes,
sorry.
thank you
Yeah,
so
I will
much.
show. Yeah, okay. So, once again, this is the QR code for our solutions. I'm sorry for not showing an aerial, okay? Yep. Okay. So, yes, again, we have a wide range of solutions at Inago and Trinka. Especially if you scan this QR code, you can learn more about our technology solutions, and then you can address the academic integrity challenges very, very effectively. If you have any questions, we would try to hear from you and connect with you ASAP. Okay, so make sure to scan this. Also, we have, as I said, a very interesting survey that we would like to hear from the librarians, faculty, and administrators about. So please share your voice because your voice matters. This will help us improve our products and gain valuable insights that can help us contribute to academic integrity in the age of AI. This is the QR code. Please scan it and share your valuable insights with us. Okay. I'm sorry for not viewing this earlier. Thank you so much. From Trinka and Inago, it has been a pleasure. And you can use this website to log into Trinka and create an account now. Of course, to benefit from all of the amazing features, we recommend that you opt for premium and you can email us at connect@trinka.ai to hear from you on any questions or queries on any kind of requests for services, and of course for DocuMark adoption. Thank you so much, each and everyone. I hope that today's session was helpful and it added any kind of knowledge or value to you. I'd be more than happy to receive your questions now. Dr. Heba is asking if DocuMark is an AI detector. No, DocuMark is not an AI detector. Okay, DocuMark is a new perspective, new approach. It's an identifier. Okay, rather than just detecting AI, it gives more deeper, approach to the learning process. Okay, so no, it's not. It's a new learning model, so it's something very wider than just an AI content detector. Dr. Belay is asking, do you allow free access to Trinka for global South academicians like mine in Ethiopia? Okay, Dr. Belay, thank you so much for your question. Of course, you can try Trinka for free using a free account, but a free account is limited and you might not be able to avail all of the features. So we highly recommend that you subscribe to Premium. And of course, in cases of partnerships within your university or your institutions, the price will be discounted. So really, if you would like to connect us to your university, we'd be more than happy to discuss chances of partnership. Okay, so There's an anonymous attendee asking, for example, I wrote a report in my native language and used AI for language editing and rewriting. Okay, can this be considered AI-generated content? What will happen to DocuMark if other undetectable AI tools emerge? Okay, I will answer these two questions separately. First question is, if you used AI for editing, it shouldn't be flagged as an AI content because you have used it to polish the language, to enhance the language, just like users use Trinka AI all the time to elevate their language, especially if they are not native speakers. So it's totally legit and ethical, and it shouldn't be flagged as an AI content. But it will sometimes, because AI content detectors provide false positives, it might get flagged as an AI content. But rewriting, like paraphrasing using AI, might be flagged. So we always advise to use it in a very limited setting. Okay. What will happen to DocuMark if other undetectable AI tools emerge? So let's say that this is a very visionary question. However, I'm telling you something, okay? Just like AI is moving very fast and developing every day, the valuable comments from yourself and other researchers help us add more features and keep up with the technology every day. So whenever AI is progressing, DocuMark is progressing, Trinka is progressing and developing to elevate its services and provide the best level of quality possible. So it's a simultaneous process, okay? A parallel process of development. That's how we maintain our highest quality standards, okay? Um, does the team have a different answer for this question or something to add? Okay, let's see. Okay, there is a question that I received saying that if we can share, okay, how can I get an individual account at a low rate? Okay, yes, just like the answer you can see, you can connect with our sales team. Okay, they can really propose some very valuable solutions. Okay, another question is, in our institution, we are using the Turnitin tool to determine plagiarism in scientific production as papers. Would you know what's the difference or benefits about DocuMark? Well, as I said, it's totally different than plagiarism checkers, okay? What does a plagiarism checker tool do is it simply compares between what you have written and what has been published before, okay? So it will compare your writing to the existing published papers. But by using AI, you are not using anything from existing papers. That's why Turnitin detection for plagiarism will not detect it because it has been never written before, as an example. So plagiarism tools cannot detect AI content, okay? Or copy pasted content from AI. That's the problem, or that's the challenge. That's why what I say is in some time, even plagiarism tools will be no longer with this kind of importance. It will go obsolete, just like old thing that no longer works. So I think the future is for DocuMark right now. It's something that really tackles the current challenges and has a perspective for the future because it's tackling the main important or addressing the main important, which is the AI content, not just plagiarism. It's a broader definition of plagiarism. Okay. Dr. Jose is saying, thank you very much. Is it better than Arkand? Okay, let me do some research about it, Dr. Jose, and get back to you. If you can drop me your email so that I can do some search about it and tell you the main differences between the two tools. But thank you so much for your question. I appreciate it, and you are most welcome. Let's see if we have any other questions. Any concerns, any feedback would be really appreciated. Okay, can you share the PPT? I'm afraid it would be very difficult to share the PPT, Dr. Jose. But I think I can share the website for Trinka.ai, where you can learn more about DocuMark and Trinka through our blog. Okay. Dr. Jose, I will keep your email to respond to this question in details after I do my search. Thank you so much for leaving your email. Any other questions at the team's end? Or at any of the audience, of course. We still have 2 minutes if you would like to address any questions. Okay, there's a question that came on the Q&A. Is Trinka for students or for teachers? What's the difference between students using and teachers using? Students are using it. What do teachers see of the students' work? And do they both need licenses? Okay. I think from my point of view is DocuMark, because it's made for academic integrity, it's made for everyone. It's made for the institution in general. It's made for the faculty because it will relieve the stress and give them the right insights, and they will see or differentiate between the AI content and the copy-pasted content and the genuine work of the students. And students are the users, like they are the end users, okay? So it's for everyone. It's for everyone involved in the learning process. And what do teachers see of a student's work? And as we said, there will be labeling, like separate labeling for each section. Human generated content will be labeled separately than the copy pasted content and AI content content that's usually not accurately detected by AI content detectors. Yes, both need licenses to use it. Of course, because it's an integral part of Trinka, so they both need access to Trinka. What makes a Trinka from Dr. Belay? Another question, but of course, thank you, the anonymous attendee. What makes Trinka unique with other AI checkers like Turn 10? We made a whole comparison, okay? As we said, DocuMark is not an AI checker. DocuMark is used as a learning approach. It's used as an identifier, something that makes it very clear distinction between the different types of content in a certain paper. Okay, so it does not provide any positives that are false because it's highly accurate. So from my point of view, there's no comparison between DocuMark and Turnitin AI Checker. They work totally differently. How can DocuMark help track capstone writing like thesis? It will take months or years to complete the thesis. Well, I think it wouldn't be a problem, Dr. Wilson, as long as you're writing in the same file. So whenever a new entry is entered in DocuMark, the report will be updated accordingly. So it will be a continuous process of updates. So you don't have to worry about it. Okay. If you are writing a thesis, if you are writing a doctoral, postdoctoral paper, even if it's 20,000 words or larger, DocuMark will be able to track it perfectly because it will keep updating each time you enter a new entry in your report. Okay, so thank you again for your question. What about different languages from English? Will DocuMark work? Well, Dr. Mohammed, thank you for your question. Yes, it will be able to track and sort your content in different languages. I can give you a solid confirmation on this, but yes, because the way DocuMark works on tracking the source of the document is not affected by the language. Okay. But yes, Inago Academy will be providing further clarification about this. Uh, okay, so thank you so much, each and everyone who attended today. Thank you for your valuable questions. It has been a very amazing discussion about a very important topic. Please don't hesitate to connect with us for any further questions, and would be happy if you talk about DocuMark to your students. If you try to have a premium subscription on Trinka and try DocuMark for yourself and give us your feedback. Your feedback helps us grow and develop and enhance our services every day for the good of the entire academic community. It has been my pleasure and honor to be with all of you. Thank you so much. See you in future webinars. And let's stay connected on LinkedIn, on all the other media. And we hope that we can hear from you very soon. Thank you so much, each and everyone. Have a good day. Bye bye.